Who exactly is the remnant? exactly is the remnant?
Yo, what up, tube? What's poppin', niggas? Probably shouldn't say that right when I start the stream, or even 10 minutes in, because I think if you're 10 minutes in, you can cuss. I don't really know how all that goes down. I should know, considering I stream more now, and I've been on YouTube for so long. But what's going on, man? What's going on, tube? I got a lot of things to say, because it's about time that I do a video like this. Oh, is it good? Okay, it's looking good. It's about time that I do a video like this because, opening night just passed. Let me lift my seat up. Got my blanket over me. Bro, someone asked what happened to OTG. We've gone over this. OTG is over. It's over. Come on, man. I didn't know people didn't know that. I thought we've gone through this already. My keys out the way. And my beats. But opening night was yesterday, and it was a doozy. I was actually hanging out with Gobels, one of my other homies. We was watching the game. We went to a bar. Went to two bars, actually, because after the first game, we didn't want to stay at the bar we was at. And then we went to this other bar. Shout out to Lil Woodrow's. It was solid. Downtown Houston. It was fun. I enjoyed opening night. The first game definitely could have been a whole lot better. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was pretty damn boring. I guess it was entertaining if you hate the Lakers and you're a LeBron hater and if you like the Nuggets. But not a lot of takeaways from the Nuggets. But what's going on, Tube? Your boy Mustard is back. We got another stream. I got a lot of things to talk about. As you guys can see the title, we're going to talk about Anthony Davis in specific. To be specific, I should say. I actually was supposed to do this stream around 3. But I have an appointment around 4:30, and that place is 40-some minutes away, so I had to push this shit up. But let's talk about opening night. Opening night was yesterday, and it was pretty cool to see the NBA season back. Nice to see our players like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Jokic, some of the best players in the league, doing their thing to kick off the season. But let's start off with the first game. The Nuggets faced the Lakers in a game that, despite what the score may tell you, it was, I don't want to say a blowout, but it was the result was never in question. Let me pull up the game right here. Let's pull up the stats. I could display them, actually. 1 second. Let me display the stats. No, wrong one. Is that the right one? Okay, there we go. Let me display the stats for you guys. Yesterday was a hilarious game, honestly. Gobel's a Nuggets fan, so he enjoyed himself for sure. You already know he did. OTG pod. Look, OTG was a very fun experience. I enjoyed OTG, but it's over. Unfortunately, it is over. But as you can see here, I looked up NBA, and of course, Dwight Howard pops up. That's crazy, isn't that? Dwight Howard, bro. Hey, man. Live your life how you want to live your life. I will say it is crazy that the allegations dropped and everybody focused more so on the fact that he probably is gay, or he is gay. He confirmed it. Or bisexual, whatever. That he's a part of that community. And the guy, not only is he a part of the community, but he also got accused of sexual assault. Nobody even cares that if he did it or not. They're just like, he fucked the dude. He sucked the dude's dick. He's out the Hall of Fame. I saw niggas that was maybe they got the top 75 list. Nigga, oh my God. Let me not even talk about that. Look, man, I don't care if he's gay. But he is from Atlanta. Should we really be surprised? I'm just saying. All seriousness, though, as you guys can see the stats right here, the Nuggets beat the Lakers 119-107. It just wasn't a close game. Like there were moments where they cut the lead. I think they cut it to like 4 at one point, but Jokic was out the game. People are killing Darvin Ham because if you see right here, LeBron is the only player in the starting lineup that had a positive plus minus. When LeBron was in the game, he got buckets. Now I will say a lot of those buckets, a couple of them came in transition. He made a 3 as well, like a pretty deep 3 off a pull up off the catch. LeBron played decent. I don't think he played bad, but he was okay. He was whatever. For LeBron, this was a pretty, not mediocre game, but, he could have done better. But it was nothing too special for LeBron. But he did come out the game, I want to say, with like 6 minutes or 8 minutes in the game, something like that. They were coming back in the game, and I think a lot of people forget, Jokic, I think, was checking in the game around that time. So even though they pulled LeBron out the game, and a lot of people were pressed about that, I'm going to be real. I still think they would have lost regardless because Jokic was going to come in and start cooking, which he did as soon as he got in the game. And I don't think LeBron would have stopped that. I mean, look at the rest of this team here. We're going to get to Anthony Davis, trust me, because, the title of the stream is AD. But look at the rest of the team here. Shout out to Taurean Prince, by the way. Taurean Prince was hooping. Great pickup for the Lakers. Nice 3-and-D guy. Can attack, close, do all that. D'Lo was not good. D'Lo was smelly. I actually thought some of the defense he played wasn't horrible, but he was just not good. It was not good. They attacked him defensively. That's the thing. For somebody that was getting attacked as much as he was, I'll say he wasn't as bad as I thought. But the whole Derek White thing that he wants to do, you remember he said, I want to be the Derek White of the Lakers. Yeah, that shit is dead, man. That shit is not happening. But, he was not good offensively. But what else is new? D'Lo doesn't show up in big games or in big moments. Austin Reeves was not good. He tried to get to the free throw line as much as possible. He did, but he was not on. And then the rest of the roster, like I said, it was just an all-around bad performance. It's bad when Cam Reddish is playing 18 minutes in an NBA game. That's not a good sign. Gabe Vincent was not good. But what I'm confused about, because I saw a lot of Lakers fans, shout out to Lowe. I saw Lowe among them, the ringleader. He was just angry that Gabe Vincent was getting minutes. He's like, oh, get Gabe Vincent off the team. For one, y'all were happy about that pickup. Lakers fans were swearing that was a good pickup. And I actually thought that was a decent pickup for them. Floor spacer, that's about it, though. He's not going to give you great defense. He was pretty mid for Miami. But he showed up in big moments. He hit some big shots in the playoffs. The guy crossed Tatum out of his shoes. Remember that? I don't make the rules. He did that to Tatum. But the thing with Gabe Vincent is that he's a streaky shooter. And the Lakers, I swear, anytime a player goes to the Lakers that's a streaky shooter, expect them to be trash, especially if they offer nothing else. Same thing happened to Malik Beasley. But I'm not surprised that he wasn't very good last game or game 1 of the season. He's going to be an up and down player. But honestly, their offense, as bad as it was not the worst part about it. Their defense, you talk about just getting demolished and cooked. Let's look at what the Nuggets did, man. Aaron Gordon was bullying dudes. There were plays he had mismatches like Austin Reeves. And even when they brought the help, he would find guys under the rim. He find Jokic in the dunker spot or, MPJ, whoever was right there, he would find them. Christian Braun, whoever. He had some really nice dump-off passes, and he was effective in transition. He was bullying dudes, man. Shout out to AG. I'm really happy AG has found a real home in Denver. I really do love it. He played really well for them yesterday. MPJ, he was just letting that bitch fly. He was a monster on the glass. Shout out to him. He had the second best plus minus among all players for the Nuggets, because of that partially. But that man was just letting that bitch fly. He wasn't even looking at anybody else. So yeah, that's that. Jamal Murray, Jokic, KCP balled as well. Attacked some closeouts, got some transition buckets, played good defense. But obviously we know the head of the snake, Nikola Jokic. What more can I say about him that we don't already know? Damn near a 30-point triple-double, 29 points, 11 assists, 13 rebounds, a block, a steal, 12 of 22 shooting from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. I mean, the man is a menace. He embarrasses Anthony Davis in ways I have never seen before. Deadass. I've never seen a man bully AD the way that I see Jokic. I mean, maybe Giannis, right? Because Giannis be embarrassing him too. But Jokic just does it in a way that's like insane. Like AD cannot deal with him. He just bullies him. And I don't want to call AD soft, but he doesn't have the physical capacities to deal with this man. Pause. Jokic just destroys him every single time. And I know people are going to reference Anthony Davis series last year against the Nuggets where I think he averaged like 28 or 27 or something on 60% true shooting. That was fake. And the reason I say it's fake is because he went like crazy in game 1 for like 40. If you remove that game, we're talking 22 points a game on 43% shooting from the field. That's how great that game was and how much it inflated his overall per game stats in that series. Jokic embarrasses him, man. It's been like that since the conference finals in the bubble. Ever since then, Jokic has been giving it to AD in ways I didn't think was possible. Pause. That was crazy. I'm so sorry. But yeah, man, I mean, shout out to Christian Braun. He also got some solid buckets, played some good defense. He had a help side block on LeBron James that was pretty crazy. I was like, damn, LeBron is really declining. Got blocked by the white man? Shit was crazy. I couldn't believe it. By the way, like up the stream. We got like 75, 76 people in here. Y'all like up the stream, man. Let's get it up. If we can get to around, 40, 50 likes on the stream, I will be doing a Q&A. If not, I got to go because I got an appointment. But like up the stream. Now, let's get to the big story. Anthony Davis. Let me full screen myself. How do I do this? Oh, yeah. Anthony Davis. Look, I know a lot of people expect things from AD. They expect him to play at a level like Giannis and Jokic. But it's just so unrealistic. And games like opening night are proof. Sure, you have no host. Games like opening night are proof why you shouldn't have expectations for AD that are just unrealistic at this point in his career. They're unrealistic. And the issue that I have with the Anthony Davis dialogue, let's just address the elephant in the room, right? Yesterday, Anthony Davis, let me go back here. Anthony Davis had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and shot 6 of 17 from the field. 17 shots to get to 17 points. He had the worst plus minus among all Lakers players aside from Gabe Vincent, which, like I said, he sucks too. But AD, and it's crazy, I think he went 0 of 6 in the second half. So he was really 6 of 11 in the first half, which is slightly above 50%, and then went 0 of 6 in the second half. I think he had 1 rebound in the first half. Jokic was just killing him on the glass. But it was clear the Nuggets were trying to pull him out the paint as much as possible, though. So I won't really kill him too much for that. Even though 1 rebound is still unacceptable. But nonetheless, AD, he stunk it up. And it made me so angry because I saw people try to equate what Anthony Davis should be doing to Devin Booker and what he's doing for Kevin Durant. And let me pull it up here because it really, this stuff, it makes me so, what the hell? What the hell happened to Twitter? My Twitter just closed for some reason. Whatever, that's weird. Let me go to Twitter on here since it wants to be weird. That was so weird. I don't know what the hell just happened right there. So I saw people, they were obviously, trashing Anthony Davis. Let me show you. Because this tweet just, it made me so angry. I was arguing with Gobels about this. And this shit had me so heated. And I don't take a lot of shit serious. But this, man, Brittany Renner. Oh my God. I just seen a photo of Brittany Renner. That woman is so bad in more ways than one. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up this tweet. Here it is. Oh, nope, wrong one. Here it is, right here. Wrong one. Oh my God. Where the hell is it? Man, I gotta scroll. We were arguing about this yesterday night with my friend, and this shit had me so fucking heated. Here it is. And I think I follow Hub. Oh, no, I don't. But here it is right here. Let me display it on the screen because y'all aren't going to understand if you don't see it. But as you can see right here, the tweet says, Book is doing for Durant what AD is supposed to be doing for LeBron. Book is doing for Durant what AD is supposed to be doing for LeBron. Ladies and gentlemen, Devin Booker is 26 years old. 26 years old. Turning 27. Do you guys want to know what Anthony Davis was doing at 26 years old? Let's look it up. Let's look up what Anthony Davis was doing at 26 years old, turning 27. Oh, that's right. He was winning a championship with LeBron James. Wrong season. My God, wrong season. He was winning a championship with LeBron James in the bubble. And you know what he was putting up in the bubble? Let's look it up. 28 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a half, a block and a half, 57% from the field, 38% from three, 83% at the free throw line, and was the best defender in the world that postseason. That's what he was doing at that age. He's not 26, 27 years old anymore. Anthony Davis is 30. He's had more injuries than ever in that time span till now. Why do we do this thing with Anthony Davis where we act as if, and I blame partially LeBron's longevity for this, but we act as if bigs don't age so fast in the league. Anthony Davis, the problem with AD is that you need to adjust your expectations and stop putting him in conversations that he doesn't belong in. Anthony Davis is not Nikola Jokic. Anthony Davis is not Giannis. Anthony Davis isn't even Joel Embiid, though that convo is a little more closer than the other two I just named. Stop putting him in those classes. He is not a tier 1 offensive player. He is not an elite offensive player. He's not even a great offensive player. He's good. But him being a good offensive player is not what even makes him the best player on the Lakers. It's that combined with the fact that he's arguably the best defender in basketball. I don't understand why people, when they see nights like opening night, and sure, you can critique him, but don't then say, man, why can't he do what Devin Booker's doing for KD? Because he's not the offensive player that Devin Booker is. And that's not going to change. Go look at what Tim Duncan was doing at 30. Go look at what Shaq was doing at 30. They were regressing offensively, and they relied on guards on the come-up. Players like Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Dwayne Wade. LeBron James, look, if you want to say LeBron is not good enough to be the number 1 option on a championship team, especially at this age and stage in his career, fine. But don't then ask AD to do that when he cannot. He's not on that level. Accept that. And that's why I personally do not think the Lakers will win a championship with Anthony Davis as their best player. Not with this roster. Unless you're telling me Austin Reeves is going to turn into Kyrie Irving, I don't see that happening. And until people can accept what Anthony Davis is at this stage in his career, you will always be disappointed on nights like this. You'll let these stretches of his greatness, like last year when he was going stupid, I think it was like before he got hurt, like February, sometime like that. He was going crazy, putting up monster numbers. Granted, against teams like the Wizards, but still, monster numbers. This guy had like a 15 and 20 game or something like that. Y'all will let those stretches fool you into thinking that that's Anthony Davis on any given night, and it's not. He has one of the worst offensive motors in the league. He's not a consistent shooter. He's not a great or dominant post player. He's not a great playmaker. He struggles passing out of basic double teams at times. He has limitations to his game that people don't admit, and that's why he's not on the level of guys like a Giannis, guys like a Jokic, guys like an Embiid. He's not a tier 1 offensive player. He's not in the tier of guys like Luka or Trey or Jokic or Steph. Hell, I don't even think he's a better offensive player than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So why are you holding him to those standards? It's ridiculous. Sure, he's the best player on the team, but nigga, that's not saying a lot. LeBron's hurt almost every other week, and on top of that, he's regressed defensively, and he's not as dominant offensively as he used to be, but he's a better offensive player than Anthony Davis, even right now. Even right now, he is. And that's why offensively, I expect more out of LeBron than Anthony Davis. It's just that simple. Man, I swear, man. People need to adjust their expectations for AD, or else you will be disappointed every single time. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy. People put AD in these convos he doesn't belong in, and then they're so surprised when he has games like last night. That shit doesn't shock me anymore because that's who he is. This is not the New Orleans Anthony Davis where he had a better face-up game. Yeah, a better mid-range jumper. Or even the bubble where he was making threes and post fades. We're not in a closed environment with no fans anymore. He's bulked up. He's playing the 5. That's another thing. He's also out of position. AD naturally is not even a 5. He's a 4. Him having to go out there and bang down low with guys like Jokic and Embiid, that's not his bread and butter. He's better as a roamer, a 4. He bulked up because of this. It's crazy to me, man. It's wild to me that people hold him to these standards and they're so surprised that he's not living up to Giannis' level. Nigga, he's not a top 5 player. He's not. Stop this whole top 5 talent. No, he's not. He's not. Maybe at one point, yes, he was. But those days are long gone, buddy. They're long gone. Let the New Orleans AD, 2020 Lakers AD go. He's not even playing the same anymore. AD's best when he's a play finisher, lob threat, roller guy, occasional low post touch. That's it. He's not going to be some great self-creator, especially in the high post, in the mid-range area, inside the arc, three-point line. He's not a great offensive player. He's good, but he's not great, and he's flawed. He needs somebody that is better than him offensively if you want to have a chance to win a championship. And LeBron is that, but LeBron he's slowing down. He's getting hurt a lot. And last year in the playoffs, we saw the inconsistencies from LeBron offensively because of the injury. Because I, like many others, I do believe he was hurt last year in the playoffs. So please, man, adjust your expectations for AD or you will be disappointed every single time. I'm begging y'all. It doesn't make sense for a guy that's entering his 30s to have some magical offensive resurgence. He's not that guy. Who is he, Karl Malone? I mean, he's definitely not Karl Malone, you know. I don't even want to get into why he's not. But he's not going to have Karl Malone level longevity. That does not happen for bigs. You can point out these anomalies like Hakeem winning championships as the best offensive option at 31, 32 years old. AD is not Hakeem. AD has not had the luck of being as healthy as Hakeem was at that stage in his career. AD's been beat up and beat up and beat up over the last couple of years. He was getting banged up in New Orleans at times. So I'm not surprised that he's going to have such a, not sharp, because he's still like a 20, 25 point per game score, but I'm not surprised that he's going to have a noticeable offensive decline. Please adjust your expectations for AD, man. Let's be serious here. But speaking of getting serious, let's move on to the next game. Shit. Gamecast. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, nope. Wrong game. The Suns faced the Warriors. I'm sure a lot of people were pretty happy with that outcome because the Warriors did lose. This was a rough game on both sides for a couple of players. Let's talk about the Suns side of it first because there's a lot of narratives going around about Devin Booker being better than Kevin Durant. And I think that convo is very interesting, especially considering, if you guys remember, I did predict that at the end of this year, I do think D-Book will be an MVP candidate. D-Book last night, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, though he did have 6 turnovers. That's a little alarming, I won't lie. He did have the best plus-minus out of anybody in the starting lineup. He was 13 of 21 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 3 of 3 at the free throw line. He was killing it yesterday, man. Diamond dudes up, making plays on the ball, off the ball, stretching the floor, doing his thing. We know what D-Book is capable of. One of the best scorers and offensive players in the league, arguably a top 10, bare minimum top 12, 13 player in the league. Nurkic actually played really well yesterday. I knew he was going to play well. Warriors' lack of size really hurt them. I will admit, though, I didn't expect him to bully Looney as early, because I think early in the game, there was a point in the game where Nurkic had like 7 rebounds or 6 rebounds like in the first quarter. He was bullying him early in the game. But later on, Looney was getting his stride on the glass, and I thought Looney held up his own there as the game went on, especially on the offensive glass. But Nurkic, I think he played well. He even knocked down a 3. So shout out to Nurk. I think he's going to be really solid with the Suns. A lot of people are just acting like he's just garbage. I know his time in Portland wasn't the best, especially how it ended. Though he was always hurt. That was a thing that hurt him a lot. No pun intended. But yeah, he played well. Shout out to Josh Okogie, though. Josh Okogie, and I said this, I'm a fan of Josh Okogie. I like Josh Okogie. I think he brings a lot of hustle defensively. He did a good job on Steph Curry, in my opinion. I actually thought he chased him really well. Steph missed some gimme buckets. You can actually attribute some of that to Josh Okogie, just putting pressure on Steph to take those shots as fast as possible. He was fighting over those screens for like his life and job depended on it, because it low-key did. But he even played well offensively. He beat some closeouts. He even knocked down a clutch 3 late in the game. So shout out to Josh Okogie. Despite his hairline being, just nasty and ugly, he prevailed. He played really well. I think he was like the unsung hero. Without him playing as well, if he plays like half as well as he did, or even like 80% of what he did last night, they would have lost that game. So shout out to Josh Okogie. KD, though, he was the story of the game. KD didn't play well. 18 points on 22 shots, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, the block. My thing with KD is like, he's going to play better than this. He will play better than this. But I think a lot of people also got to remember KD is, I hate to use this, but he is setting up a lot of these guys for open buckets. Go watch these games, man. Like, the defenses are still treating KD like he is the number one guy, because he is the number one guy. Took the most shots that game. So I expect him to play better. He had a 0 plus-minus, so nigga didn't move the needle at all, according to that stat, which we all know is just not true. Shout out to Yuta. He knocked down some clutch 3s. He also had, I think, he had a nice bucket in transition. He beat some closeout. He played well. Shout out to Yuta. Eric Gordon was a brick. My God. There wasn't a single shot he didn't like, and he didn't miss. 4 of 16 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3. Hopefully we're not seeing a steep decline in Eric Gordon, because they're going to need him. This bench, when you look at the names here, obviously you see Bobo didn't play, by the way. I'm not even going to spend time on that. Dom, he sucks. Let it go. But you got guys like Drew Eubanks, Yuta, who I like, but he's a KD merchant off 3s. Nasir Little, I don't know if he was hurt or something, but 3 minutes. I would like to see him play a little bit more as the season wanes on. Defensively, I think he's a really good pickup for them in that bench. He could fit well with some of those starting lineups as well. And then, you got Goodwin. Like the rest of this is not good. This bench, it's shaky. It's shaky. So Eric Gordon, it's game one. I'm not going to overreact to this. But he's a streaky shooter. He's a streaky player in general. So let's hope that this is an aberration game and it doesn't become the norm. Now let's move on to the Golden State. Or actually, no. Before we move on to Warriors, the Suns overall good performance. They did this without Bradley Beal. Grayson Allen is going to be on the bench, so that's going to help their bench as well. By the way, but Grayson Allen, what did he do? 0 points, 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. Have fun, Phoenix. Let's move on to the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, I actually thought, despite how bad they were offensively, I thought this was a W game for them. Or at least it had a lot of good signs. For starters, the fact that they almost won this game, with Andrew Wiggins shooting 4 of 12 with 10 points. Steph Curry, even though he made some clutch plays at the end, 8 of 20 from the field, 4 of 14 from 3. Almost fouled out with 5 fouls. Klay Thompson, who, he's streaky, but 6 of 18 from the field, 3 of 11 from 3. I think it's a W for them. I really do. Chris Paul, 4 of 15 from the field. With all of them playing as inefficient as they did and no Draymond Green, to play as good as defense as they did play in this game and almost win, I think it's a W. I really do. I really think there's a lot of positive takeaways. I like the minutes that Chris Paul played with the bench. I think he did a pretty solid job with them. He was, controlling the offense. He was moving a little slow, but he was actually playing a lot faster at times. There were a lot of times he was dribbling the air out the ball a little bit too much for my liking, but, nonetheless, I still do think they're going to be good with CP. I like that pickup personally. Anytime he made a layup, though, I was like, oh, shit, Chris Paul just got to the rim. But, yeah, I still do think this team, the fact that they almost won this game with these players playing as bad as they did, and sure, there was no Bradley Beal for the Suns, but there was no Draymond Green for the Warriors. So, I definitely think there's some positive takeaways for both teams, but especially for the Warriors. I do think they will be better, obviously, going forward. But yeah, that really, oh shit. Okay. Yeah. That really wraps up, my thoughts on, opening night. If you guys want some questions, I'll gladly do a little Q&A before I head out, cause I do got to go, to my appointment. Let me drop a Q&A. There you go. Yeah, sure is right. Warriors do need a center really bad. The Warriors' lack of size, is definitely going to be something that, when it's going to come back to bite them, especially because at the end of the day, all roads lead through the Nuggets if you want to get through to the finals. And the Warriors' lack of size, they've been getting away with it over the last couple of seasons. But, when they did face the Nuggets the first time, there was no Jamal Murray or MPJ. And Jokic cooked that series. Despite Draymond doing a really good defensive job, Looney was unplayable, And Looney, as good as he is going to be unplayable again against the Nuggets. I mean, sure, maybe he won't be as bad, but Jokic is going to cook anyone in front of him. And Kevon Looney he's going to be another center in the line of victims for him. So they need a center badly, like someone to give them real size. Because Looney, as good as he is at times in spurts, he's not going to cut it, especially against a team like the Nuggets and a player like Nikola Jokic. But I see we got a couple questions here. Someone said, would you like Klay and a first for Zach LaVine? No, absolutely not. What the fuck do I look like taking that sorry-ass trade? Nigga, what? That's disgusting. Don't ever come here with that bullshit again. Someone said, does AD need to get traded? You agree, yes or no? No, I don't think they should trade Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, at the end of the day, is still one of the 10, at bare minimum, 12, 13 best players in the NBA. So arguably the best defender in the league. And at the end of the day, like, it's hard to approximate that kind of value. And Anthony Davis, look, the Lakers' best bet is just to keep running it back every year, trying to retool this roster as long as they got LeBron and AD. That's their best bet, honestly. Let's move on to the next question. We got my guy Sure, YSK. He said, outside of D-Book, who's someone that will take a leap regardless of standard? Take a leap. Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is my pick for most improved player of the year. I think offensively, they need to give him a little bit more touches just to see what he can do. Even if he doesn't succeed, you got to try. He has to take some offensive leap soon, and he's shown the flashes. Hopefully this year he can put it together a little bit better. He's entering the third season, the third year you're supposed to take that kind of leap. He's in a good situation playing off guys like D. Mitch and Jared Allen. But with his offensive limitations, you got to start to question eventually if D. Mitch is going to be happy with this shit. I'm just saying. So Mobley, I'm expecting him to take that lead because I have faith in him to reach his potential, or at least some of that offensive potential that he's shown. Another Another question I got. Do you think Kuminga will find a successful, bigger role this year? I actually didn't even talk about Kuminga when I talked about the Warriors. He had some good plays in the game. I liked some of his finishes at the rim a little bit. The thing with Kuminga is that he's not a great self-creator. He has size, but I would like him to use it a little bit more. He tries to, but he doesn't have touch at the rim like that. Defensively, he gets in foul trouble pretty often at times. Kuminga's good. He has potential and promise, but I don't really see. I don't see star in his future, unfortunately. The question is, do you see him having a successful, bigger role? He's gonna have to have a bigger role, but successful, it depends on what you define as that. I see Kuminga this year being like a 15-4-5 guy, and I'm not 4-5. I'm bad. Like a 15-4-5 rebound guy. But that's really about it. I don't see Kuminga being a star personally. I don't. I actually think Moses Moody showed me a lot more in that game. He made some good defensive plays, nice rotations, knocked down a shot or two. I think Moody could be a really good 3-and-D player. He has promise. He's a good player. I like Moses Moody. I think he's actually the guy I expect to take that next step this season as opposed to Kuminga. No disrespect to Kuminga because I think Kuminga can still be good. But he's a raw offensive player, man. And defensively, he was in foul trouble yesterday. Let's see the next question. Oh, we got a couple questions in here. Thoughts on the Harden situation? I've covered that already. I don't really have too much to say. I know some people were saying his mom being ill was lame and he's using that as an excuse, but we don't know. I'm not gonna go that far. Same thing with Ben Simmons last year. I do think he had some mental health issues to overcome. So we don't know these guys personally, man. I'm not gonna do that. But still, he is handling this unprofessionally. I'm not gonna deny that. Y'all guys know how I feel about the other stuff that he's done. But regardless, though, he's back now. I saw that he reported to practice. I don't know if he's playing tonight. I gotta check if Woj or Shams updated us on that. But I think he'll play, but he's definitely gonna or let me not say definitely because you never know. I do think he will probably pull a Houston exit and just start playing bad on purpose. That might happen. Let's see the next question. I don't know if this is the Eli I know on Twitter, but Eli 101 asked my play-in predictions: East, Orlando, and Indiana. It's not a question, Eli. It's just a statement. But okay, I mean, that's cool. Who's going to be a first-time All-Star this year? My prediction: Jamal Murray. You're probably right. Jamal Murray will be an All-Star for the first time this year, probably. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. They just won a championship, probably be first seed again, or at least a top 2 seed. And Murray's going to be putting up solid numbers. I think he's going to average better than the 20. I think he averaged like 20 and 7 last year. He'll probably up that to like 22, 23, 7, 8, or 6, 7 assists, which on one of the best teams in the league, I definitely think that's enough to be an all-star. You could argue last year, I think it was like Aaron Gordon that almost had a case. So with Jamal Murray playing better, I do think he could put himself in there. I think he will be an all-star, not starter, but all-star this year. Let's keep going. Do I like LeBron? Of course, yes, I do. Would you trade Jared Allen if Mobley does take that leap by the end of the season? Depends. If Mobley shows potential as a floor spacer, no, I'm not trading Jared Allen at all. Because inside and out front court, I definitely think could do wonders, even more. But honestly, I still do like what they have. But eventually, they're probably going to have to move off Jared Allen, just off the money. They're a small market team. Darius Garland got a max. D. Mitch got a max. I think he might be. I don't know about Supermax, but I know he's on a max. He might be on a Supermax, right? Because he made an All-NBA team. He might be on a Supermax. Regardless, he's on a lot of money. Jared Allen, I think he's got like $100 million deal. That's not too bad. It's crazy how people said that was like a bad contract at the time. It looks like a steal now. He's a really good player. Now, granted, in the playoffs, he disappointed. Lights were too bright. But nonetheless, my point is they're going to have to probably move him because that luxury tax bill is crazy. And moving him, probably getting some depth, I definitely think is something I would consider, especially if Mobley does take the leap. I would consider it, but it depends on what that leap looks like. We got a couple more questions, and I'll wrap this up. Eli again said, actual question. What players do you think will be a first-time All-Star? Okay, it's the same as the other one. What players do I think first-time All-Star? Like I said, Jamal Murray. Paolo, I think, will probably be a first-time All-Star this year. I'm trying to think. Who else? That's really it. I mean, the All-Stars last year, who were you thinking of? Like, who else would be? I think Paolo, Jamal Murray, and let's see, because I want to get some names right here. Paolo, Jamal Murray, LaMelo's already been an All-Star. That's probably it. I mean, who else? Jalen Brunson. I could see Jalen Brunson being an All-Star. Yeah, because Jalen Brunson didn't make it last year, right? I think it was Julius Randle. Let me see. Yeah, Jalen Brunson didn't make the All-Star team. I think Jalen Brunson will be an All-Star this year. Yeah, someone said Scotty Barnes. Absolutely not. The day Scotty Barnes is an All-Star, the NBA is not that good anymore. Like, the talent has fallen off officially. That will not happen. I mean, I already said he's pale as Draymond, so maybe he'll get like an All-Star by association thing. Mobley, you're right, sure. Mobley, he's my pick for most improved. I'll say Mobley could definitely get in there as well. I would say the three I could see most likely: Jamal Murray, Evan Mobley, and Paolo, and Jalen Brunson. Those four. And actually, considering Mobley, Brunson, and Paolo are in the same conference, one of them probably will not make it. So yeah. Another question we got here: is Cade gonna cook Jimmy tonight? I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Who do you think is the next superstar to request a trade? Luka Doncic. Because I mean, superstar. I don't consider niggas like Cat or whoever the fuck. Like a superstar is a top 5, maybe top 10 guy, depending on what your definition is. But I think a superstar is someone who could be the best player on a championship team. Luka Doncic, I think, is the next guy who's probably gonna want a trade. So yeah, that'll be my answer. Who do you think is making first team All? Man, I can't predict that. I can't. Injuries, man. 65 games now. Warriors top 5 bench. I don't know about top 5. Let's end it off on this. Will Jordan Poole be the next James Harden? No. Like the Bugs Bunny meme? No. But that wraps up this stream. I appreciate all you guys for pulling up, honestly. This was a fun stream. We peaked pretty high here. Expect some clips to come out of this and some shorts. Appreciate all the love you guys show and the support. You guys stay safe and have a blessed day. I'm out. Peace.